Welcome to Dan's On Fandoms. I'm Dan. Man, how freaking great is it to have a new Star Wars show to look forward to each week. Pretty damn awesome. We got our second episode of The Bad Batch, titled Cut and Run, which saw our motley crew of clones travel to Saleucami to meet up with our homeboy, caught Lawquane, just as we guessed based off of Hunter's comments at the end of last episode. This was a fun one, and I have some thoughts and questions following the episode, so let's dive into them. Obviously, spoilers ahead, so turn back now if you don't want anything spoiled. As Danny Girl and I watched episode 2, we both absolutely loved seeing Omega's reaction to dirt, the wilderness, plants, and a planet other than Kamino for the very first time. Of course she'd react the way she did, considering she's known nothing other than the sterile walls and corridors of the cloning facilities of Kamino, or the vast oceans and rainstorms the planet is known for. Her reaction to dirt was just too cute. Aside from Omega's reaction to dirt, my big takeaways from the episode were seeing how quickly the Empire is implementing systems and policies of control on the galaxy, Omega's relationship with the Bad Batch and her very clear importance and uniqueness in the series, as well as the Bad Batch's quest, so to speak, for autonomy. Let's first discuss the Empire and what they were up to in Cut and Run. We learned in this episode that the Empire was working to catalog all galactic citizens and to restrict and limit people's ability to travel. They did this two ways, by impounding all ships along with the creation of chain codes. By restricting and limiting travel, the Empire could then be able to limit the options of a planet's citizenry, their access to resources, and also limit citizens in their ability to organize and unify with people from other planets, making them more easily controlled and less likely to obtain the means to rebel. If the Empire restricts travel to and from planets, they can also more easily enslave and subjugate the citizens of a planet. At one point, Cut told Hunter that the Empire has begun impounding starships a week before the Bad Batch arrived on Saleucami, effectively taking one of the most common means of transportation away from the citizens of the planet. Aside from impounding ships, the Empire also enacted a new galactic policy and system that would provide galactic citizens with what they called a chain code. Chain codes were first mentioned in The Mandalorian, and they were a type of identification marker that contained biographical information on an individual. Creating chain codes, as tech tells Echo, would allow the Empire to create a database to identify anyone in the galaxy. On top of that, to travel off-world, we learned Cut, his family, and anyone else on Saleucami needed chain codes to do so. Having a chain code would provide people with the ability to travel, which would act as an incentive for people to sign up to obtain a chain code, but then allow the Empire to then catalog the citizens of the galaxy. Once a totalitarian regime has a detailed catalog of identifiable and biographical information for its citizenry, you know nothing good will come from it. Oh, and by the way, those old Republic credits that citizens had that are no longer valid, you want to exchange them for Imperial credits? Well, guess what? Need to have a chain code to do that. It's not a coincidence that the episode explained the Empire was impounding all ships on Saleucami, and then a moment later we saw a new villain, Admiral Rampart, and a merchant talking about chain codes. So in the very infant stages of the newly risen Empire, we're seeing just how quickly their grip on the galaxy took place, which makes sense. Sidious and his master, Plagueis, and their forebears before them had been plotting the Sith's takeover of the galaxy for a very, very long time, so it makes sense that Sidious, the master planner of master planners, would immediately start enacting systems and policies of control that would bolster the power of the Galactic Empire and aid in the subjugation of its citizens. The Empire is all about control, and Cut and Run showed us two non-lethal yet insidious methods of control enacted by the Empire in its very early days. Now, let's talk about Omega. At one point, Cut asked Hunter what's with Omega and then stated that the Kaminoans don't create without a purpose, giving us more evidence that this young girl is special. All signs seem to be pointing to the fact that she's force sensitive, which is something I discussed in the video I dropped following episode 1, so definitely make sure to check that out if you haven't. In addition to that, we saw that Hunter wanted to pawn Omega off onto Cut and Sue, believing that the young clone would have a better life with the couple and their children, but I like that we saw her choose to go with the Bad Batch over Cut and Sue. Omega has a strong connection to and affinity for Hunter, and we saw her gravitate toward him more so than any of the other members of the Bad Batch. I'm not quite sure if this is due to the fact that he's the leader of this group that she adores, or or if it's because of some other reason that's yet to be revealed. Does her affinity for Hunter and the Bad Batch have to do with whatever her uniqueness is, whether it's her being force sensitive or something else, or could it just be a young girl admiring the leader of this unique group of clones she adores? Again, I'm not quite sure, but I think this might be something that's revealed to us as we continue on with the show. Lastly, I really appreciate that we're seeing quite early on that a big theme of this series is autonomy or the desire for autonomy. In the 2 episodes released so far, we've seen the Empire quickly and dramatically taking steps to eliminate and stymie people's autonomy, something that does not jive with the Bad Batch at all. During the days of the Republic, the Bad Batch were a unique set of clones, completely different from their clone brothers, that did things their way, even if it meant not following orders, and that's not about to change during the days of the Empire. We saw Hunter disobey orders multiple times last episode, putting him at odds with Crosshair and all of the other clones who are being controlled by their inhibitor chips and have completely lost whatever autonomy they had. Echo tells Tech at one point that it's ironic how clones wanted names instead of numbers, yet now people are signing up to be given numbers, taking away their autonomy. But the Bad Batch ain't about to sign up willy-nilly for something that will stymie their autonomy or freedom. I love it. I think this is going to be a continuous theme of this series, much like how the Clone Wars humanized and individualized the clones. One other thought, where's our boy Rex headed to? Cut told the Bad Batch Rex had been on Saleucami a day before they arrived. We know from the Ahsoka book Rex and Ahsoka parted ways after Order 66, so I'm very interested to see what he's up to. Cut told the Bad Batch Rex had informed him about the inhibitor chips and how the clones turned on the Jedi, so it seems like he's traveling the galaxy trying to find clones unaffected by their inhibitor chips or clones who he can help remove their inhibitor chips. The Bad Batch are closing in on Rex's trail, so I imagine we'll be seeing the Bad Batch meet up with him soon, as the trailer did show Rex with the Bad Batch. I'm hoping we learn that Omega, the Bad Batch, and Rex will work on removing inhibitor chips implanted in clones, opening the door for Crosshair to rejoin the Bad Batch, which is something I discussed in another recent video, so make sure to check that out as well. All in all, while not as wild as the premiere, this was still a very fun and entertaining episode. I enjoyed learning about the Empire and can't wait to see where Omega and the Bad Batch are off to next. But what do you guys think? What's your thoughts on Cut and Run? Let us know down in the comments. If you like this video, please help out the channel by hitting that like button and making sure you subscribe. Follow the channel on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Dan's On Fandoms. Thanks for watching and stay nerdy.